Pastor Julian here with Central's Devotion for today. I hope you're doing well. Several weeks ago, I was really glad and blessed to have one of my former students come and visit. She had graduated already from college and she was starting a new career in another state. And so I got to reconnect with her and see what was going on. I was just so happy to see her. And in our conversation about what she's doing at work and her future and what graduation was like, I got to ask her some spiritual things. You know, what's going on with church? Are you going anywhere? Do you belong to any kind of a Bible study? And is there anything spiritual going on, to enrich you spiritually? And that was a great conversation. And it's not always an easy conversation, but it's an important one. Whether it is someone who is a Christian and part of the flock already, someone you might know, or if it's a stranger or an outsider, so to speak. This is what our scripture for today says from Colossians chapter 4, verses 5 and 6. The Apostle Paul writes, "Walk in wisdom towards outsiders, making the best use of the time. Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person." Let me read that one more time. Walk in wisdom toward outsiders, making the best use of the time. Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. Many times, many times, and I know that you have been a victim to this, and that you have done this. We will talk to an outsider, someone who's not a churchgoer, not even a Christian, and then even others that are Christians. And we will avoid anything that might raise an eyebrow, anything that might be uncomfortable, which means that we don't talk about Jesus or spiritual things with other people because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. But it is our responsibility to talk about Jesus, to talk about spiritual things, and to get people thinking on a deeper level. We love to talk about surfacey stuff, recipes, what you're watching on Netflix, movies that we might have seen, new clothing lines that have come out, football games, youth sports. We like to talk about these surfacey things, but we won't talk about spiritual things. We're afraid to delve into that atmosphere of spiritual things when talking with others. But the Apostle Paul says to walk in wisdom towards outsiders, making the best use of your time. Is the best use of your time talking about Jesus and spiritual things and maybe trying to inspire some conversation on a deeper level? Or is making the best use of your time just talking about whether or not Jalen Hurts is going to pan out as a quarterback, or if the new show Maids on Netflix is, if that's going to have a second season. It's important to make sure that when you talk to other people, outsiders, and even people in church, when you're reconnecting, maybe bring up spiritual things, talk about deeper things, talk about Jesus. If you don't do it, who will? Who will? Nobody. It's up to you. God bless you and have a great day.